What's up guys, this is YeahBuoy. I'm the leader of a new fleet called Ascension, and in this video I'm going to go over the best tier 8 battleships to play right now. This game is in version 1.7, so keep that in mind. This is for 1.7. There's 4 tier 8 battleships you can play right now. Let's look at the stats. With average damage, I'm going to go over the first one. My favorite one is the tier pits. I'm averaging 56,000 damage in it. I have 50 battles in this ship, and I'm averaging 1.5 enemies destroyed per battle. The next up for my best performance is the Amagi. I'm averaging 52,000, and right after that is the North Carolina, also with 52,000. Now, in one of my previous videos, I had stated that the Amagi was performing the worst of the 3 ships, which now there's 4. But after I did 50 battles in each, the North Carolina and the Amagi, they're pretty even in average damage. I will say that I had to work a lot harder for the North Carolina. So not only was I working harder to get my Amagi average up, I was also working as hard as I could just to get the North Carolina to stay at the average that it's at. North Carolina is a pain for me to play. I don't like the way that it plays because the arc on the rounds are much different than what I'm used to in the Japanese ships. As you can see, I play a lot of Japanese ships. I love the Takao, and the Ibuki. The Ibuki's a new ship, by the way, that I just got. So is the Minotaur, and a few other ships are new for me, but as you'll see here. Anyways, the 4th ship that I'm going to cover, which I don't like at all, is way down here, the Bismarck. That is 44,000 average. I only have 18 battles in it, so unlike the other 3 I have 50 battles in each. I have 50 in the North Carolina, 50 in the Amagi, and 50 in the Tier Pits. Tier Pits is the premium German ship, and the Bismarck is the standard free-to-play Tier 8 German battleship. And I don't like it at all. I could not do 50 battles in it. I couldn't stand it. I really wanted to get you guys 50 battles to get you a clean slate, like a straight up comparison, but it's just so bad. They really underpowered these ships on release. I think there was a lot of hype about these ships getting released because they have a really good reputation on computer. So the Bismarck's apparently really good on the computer version of this game, which I haven't played very much of. So I don't know how it performs on computer, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But then when it got released, everyone was disappointed, so it didn't live up to its expectation. I expect them to buff the Bismarck and the ships higher than that, the tier 9 and 10, because they're all performing atrociously. So anyways, I could not get y'all a good comparison for this. I will say the Bismarck is the absolute worst by far for tier 8, so don't even buy it until you hear some feedback from people saying that they fixed it, which might be a while. You know how it goes with wargaming. North Carolina, anyways, North Carolina, I have to work the hardest. The shells they go up and down, like they drop a lot. So they go high up in the air and they drop. Whereas the Amagi, it shoots across the sea. It doesn't go like really high up and then drop. It's more like it's closer to the water, and so you can shoot more at the side of the ship. I don't know how to explain it. It's just easier to land your rounds in the Amagi than it is the North Carolina. And if you really want a better feel for the difference in the ships, just play the Congo, the tier 5 Japanese battleship, the Congo, and then play the tier 5 American battleship, the New York. And that's basically the same kind of difference. The Congo versus the New York. If you like the Congo, you'll like the Amagi. If you like the New York, you'll probably like the North Carolina. Now, as far as what's best, I know everyone likes to have like, oh, what is the legit best? Like just straight up, just tell me the best. Well, I will tell you the best. I will pick one, but I'm going to tell you that it's situational. And it also depends on your playstyle. I know some people that love... a lot of people love the North Carolina. They just do really well with that ship. I guess they just got used to the way it fires and the arc and everything and landing their rounds. I have a lot of trouble with American battleships. I know my stats don't reflect it. They're both at 52,000, but the North Carolina was a pain. It was really hard. I had to work a lot harder for that 52,000 The Amagi was very relaxed. It was easy. I didn't have to stress about it, other than trying to fix my stats to get it up from where it was before. But Amagi's much more relaxed to play for me. So if I have to pick one ship, I tell you what, I really love the tier pits. If I want to play close range and aggressive, which is how I like to play a lot of times, I like playing aggressive because I know how to dodge torpedoes, and it's just more fun. You're more on the edge of your seat when you're playing aggressive. So I like the tier pits the best. That's what I'm going to pick. I'm averaging the most damage in it. I get to get close. I get to use torpedoes in a battleship. That's a lot of fun. So I get secondaries and torpedoes. Yeah, I'm going to go with the tier pits for the best. Second best, Amagi. Now, if I was having to do a lot of long-range firing, I'm going to choose Amagi. And if I'm going to have to go up against other fleets that have aircraft carriers that like to target me, I'm going to choose the North Carolina, just because North Carolina has the best anti-aircraft of the battleships. And so if I want to avoid getting sniped by an enemy aircraft carrier, I'm going to go with the North Carolina. But if I want to have fun, I'm going with the tier pits. And if I'm doing like a 7v7 and I'm not getting targeted by the enemy carrier, I'm going to go with the Amagi. Unless I feel like I'm going to be able to play more aggressive, I'll go with the tier pits. So overall, I'm going to say the tier pits is the best tier 8 battleship. It is a premium one. You have to pay for it. If you don't want to pay for a premium battleship, I would recommend going up the Amagi line, because it's just to me, it's easier to land your rounds. It's just, I don't know, it's so much funner to play. For me, I wasn't having fun in North Carolina. Even though I had the same damage as the Amagi, I just felt like I was having a lot more fun in the Amagi. And let's go back down again. Do not play the Bismarck. In fact, stop at the Bayern. Look at this, tier 6. 49,000, that's right below my tier 8s, okay? So if you're going to play the German battleships, play the Bayern. If you want to get a premium battleship at tier 6, get the Warspite. It's definitely the best. Warspite, I'm doing 51,000. Look, that's 1,000 less. Actually, it's less than 1,000 less than my North Carolina. And I'm averaging 1.8 enemies destroyed in my Warspite. I've only played 10 battles in it, but still, I mean, 10 battles for a ship that I just got. I'm just getting used to it. I'm doing pretty good in it. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, I'm going to end up having hundreds of battles in this thing, because the Warspite is so much fun. It's a British tier 6 battleship, unlike what I mistakenly said in one of my other videos. I called it a German tier 6. It's the British tier 6. But the German tier 6 battleship, the Bayern, is very fun. I highly recommend getting the Bayern. I skipped tier 7, so I can't speak for that. But what I can say is I bought the tier 9. I skipped tier 8 because the Bismarck sucked so bad. I skipped tier 8 after 18 battles, went up to tier 9. I'll tell you what, I regret it, because the tier 9 is even worse. Yes, tier 9 is on here. You haven't seen it yet. It is down, 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 down. Hey, look at all these new ships. Mahan's new, the Benson's new, anyways, for me anyways. But here's my tier 9, the Friedrich, I don't know, Friedrich, I have no clue how to pronounce it, but I'm doing so bad in this thing. Look at this, 40,000 average, 8 battles, I was done after 8, I only sunk 2 ships in 8 battles. Like, this thing is broken. Like, who tested this ship and approved it to be released? Like, who gave it the go-ahead? Who said, oh yeah guys, good job, alright, y'all did a good job, release it, let's get it out there, people are gonna love this. Nobody said that, and if they were, they must have been so, like, super. So take that into consideration when you're taking your feedback, developers, because there's no way this ship was ready to be released, or the tier 8. And from what I've heard, the tier 10 is almost just as bad as the tier 9. It's just, I've heard that it's bearable. If you can, I guess if you get an all bot match, it's bearable. I was not getting any bot matches at my tier 9 German battleship right here. These were all human matches, so there was no bots in these matches. I'm getting completely wrecked by the humans in this ship. You can't dodge torpedoes. It's a brawler. The thing is about these German battleships is they're brawlers, so you got to get close. But what are you going to do as a brawler to get, you got to get close to the enemy to land your rounds, but you can't dodge torpedoes. You can't reverse like out of the, you can't do anything. You can't dodge them or bait them because the acceleration is so slow. Let's go look at the stats here. Let me get my tier 9s. By the way, here's my YeahBuoy. I love it. It's a new ship I just got recently. Anyway, the tier 9 German battleship. Let's look at the acceleration. Where is it at? It's gonna take 40.5 seconds to get to full speed. Moment of silence. Developers, what was going through y'all's mind right here? I just don't understand at all. I don't know what to say. 40.5 seconds to get to full speed, and then you're only going 27 knots. Turn time is 18.3 seconds, so you're expected to brawl on this thing. The accuracy is horrible at long range, so you really have to get close because the dispersion is just horrible. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about that ship. On another note, as an extra, I'll go over some of my other new ships. The YeahBuoy, I love it, and I have that camouflage, Wargaming Anniversary camouflage on it, so that's why it looks like this. But the YeahBuoy is just like the Tikal. I love playing it. I don't have as high of an average damage in my YeahBuoy as my Tikal. Number one, because I only have 34 battles in this versus 449 in my Tikal, so I'm just more used to the Tikal. But the YeahBuoy is pretty much the same. It does slightly more damage, but my YeahBuoy is not fully upgraded, whereas my Tikal is. So let's look at here, and at tier 8, tier 9, there we go. So my Tikal is fully upgraded. Here's what I've got as the elite bonuses, and then if I'm going to go to my YeahBuoy here, I have my torpedoes halfway upgraded, main guns 4 out of 6, the hulls 2 out of 6, air defense. Hey, should I use it? Yeah, I think I'll use it. Okay, upgrade the air defense. I think I'm gonna elite this thing because I really love playing it. Anyway, so my YeahBuoy is basically halfway upgraded, and they do about the same damage. Actually, let's look at these stats real quick. My YeahBuoy, the torpedoes, 4 sets of 4, they're doing 4,033 damage. Let's go to the Tikal. 4 sets of 4, 4,130 damage. So 4,033, 4,130, 433, 4,033, and 4,130. And yeah, I wasn't watching the main guns, but you can just compare these here. The YeahBuoy is doing 784 damage of AP, and the Tikal is doing 826 damage per AP round. So yeah, these upgrading these blueprints helps a lot, and that probably is what explains the difference in my damage. My Tikal is 59,000 average, the YeahBuoy is 53,000 average. I think that once I get the YeahBuoy elited and I play as many battles as I have in Tikal, it'll be higher average damage. Mainly because it'll be doing slightly more damage, but also there's more damage to be done in a tier 9 match versus a tier 8 match because the enemy has more hit points. There's a couple other new ships. The Minotaur, I love. I can't say I love this ship. I wanted to say I love it. I almost said I love it just out of habit because at one point I did. I don't anymore. I think the Minotaur is pretty average for. It's just a pretty average ship. I mean, it's fun to play. You just don't do massive damage in it. You can shoot a salvo every 3.5 seconds without upgrading the main gun reload time. And the torpedoes are so much fun to use because you can set them off one by one on each side of your ship, and it has smoke and everything. It's just, and it has anti-aircraft skill or whatever, but it's just not as fun to play when you're not doing a ton of damage. Where is it? Here we go. Let's look at here. So my Minotaur, you go 32 knots. Your guns are 152 millimeters. They're really small. You got 10 of them. Reload time's 3.5 seconds. Doing 557 damage per round. I'll do a video on this eventually, but the torpedoes, you got 4 sets of 4. And doing 3,872 damage each. So let's look at what I've got upgraded. I've got everything fully upgraded but the air defense, And why did I just use my 5-star blueprints on my YeahBuoy when I could have used it to save up for eliting my Minotaur? Okay. I was not paying attention. Alright, so I got a little ways to go before I can elite my Minotaur. Anyways, the anti-aircraft is horrible. So the thing about this ship... sorry, what am I saying? The anti-aircraft is really good. So the thing about this ship is if aircraft come over you, you're just going to eat them alive. Like, you really don't have to worry about enemy aircraft carriers unless they're just trying to get all their planes shot down, because... You know, enemy aircraft carriers can do a lot of damage to you if they land their torpedoes, but I mean, you're just gonna destroy half of their squadrons, so or half of all their planes are gonna be shot down by the time they take you out. So you really don't need to worry about them in this ship. But instead, the armor is like glass, so you really have to worry about enemy battleships or getting hit by torpedoes from destroyers, cruisers. I mean, really, you have to worry about kind of everyone. You just can't be getting hit a lot in this ship. Now, I was told by a certain player that this ship is not a destroyer hunter. I disagree. I think this ship is a perfect destroyer hunter. I think this ship is the destroyer hunter. This ship is perfect for it. And I don't know why. This player that told me it was not, they said that if you hunt destroyers in this ship, then you're playing this ship wrong. So I was like, okay. And that was before I got the ship. So then I got the ship and tried following their advice. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. I love hunting destroyers in this ship. I do so well at it. And it's got really good maneuverability, really fast firing. So basically, if you missed your salvo, no big deal. You can send another salvo in 3.5 seconds. And if you fire your shots one by one, you're still going to be landing your rounds because they're very accurate. So you can send a full salvo of 10 rounds all at once, or one by one, or 2 by 2, or whatever it is, because they're pretty accurate no matter how you shoot them. So anyways, I love this ship. Let's go back to my other new ships. This is going to be a long video. What am I at right now? 17.5 minutes. Wow. Okay. I guess y'all deserve it after I didn't upload for a month. So, let's look at, let's see, what else is new? My Mahan. I did 41,000 average damage in the Mahan. I only did 10 battles in it, and I was like, okay, I'm just not having that much fun in the Mahan. I mean, it's okay. It's an okay ship, but I just wanted to move on. I didn't want to invest all my blueprints in it. In fact, I didn't invest any blueprints in my Mahan. I'm averaging 41,000 base damage, base ship. 90% win rate, mainly because I teamed up with friends. And then I decided to just move on to the Benzin. Benzin, I'm averaging 45,000 damage in it. I've done 22 battles in it. I like it. It's alright. I kind of wish I got the Benzin when all the bots were still in the matches, because now there's relatively no bots at tier 8 anymore. And everyone that I know that has a Benzin was able to really get awesome average damage in their Benzins because they did hundreds of bot battles, and I really missed out on that. So now I have an accurate reflection of human average damage, human versus human average damage in my Benzin. But I can't complain. Like, it would be really nice to have that 60 to 70,000 average in my Benzin like some people have. Like, I would love that. And that's kind of what I did with my Taiho up here, my 113,000 damage Taiho. These are mainly bot matches with a few humans. And so I guess these 200 battles made up for that. But anyways, I think I covered everything. Let's see, I've already seen Shimakaze, get the Minotaur, Dene, Takao, let's see, Ibuki, scrolling down here, the Warships. So yeah, my newer ships since my last videos is going to be the Minotaur, the Ibuki, the Warspite, the Bayern, the Benzin, the Bismarck, the Mahan, the Friedrich, and I think those are all of my new ships. Did I skip one? I don't know. Alright guys, so anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what you want. I know that one of y'all are asking for a video on targeting the enemy when they're like running away from you, how to land your rounds, where to aim, how to do that. So I've got that in my mind. I remember that one. I know there's a few other requests out there for videos that y'all want me to do. I actually screenshotted some of your requests on Discord, but that was like a couple months ago. And I remember that y'all wanted something, I just can't remember what it was, and I have so many photos since 2 months ago that it would just be convenient if y'all could ask me one more time in the comment section. I would really appreciate that. Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll catch y'all next time.